Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Oh, my camera's a bit wobbly there. Let's tighten it up a little bit. We're doing the Champions League predictions today. We're going to go a bit crude with it. We are going to be a bit crude with it, but I hope you can forgive me. I think Bilbao are going to beat Arsenal. We've already got it on the screen. Maybe made a mistake in it. PSV draw with Union Saint-Gala. I think Real Madrid are going to give a tough time for Marseille, but Real Madrid are still going to get over it. Juventus and Dortmund drawing in that opening game, just Juventus slacking. Benfica beating Karabag as you'd expect. Tottenham and Villarreal drawing. I don't think we'll get too much out of them. Slavia Prague drawing with Bodo Glimt. Olympiacos beating Paphos in the opening game as well. I think Bayern are going to beat Chelsea. Ajax and Inter drawing, in my opinion. I think Atletico and Liverpool are going to draw. I think PSG start off their title defence very nicely, while Copenhagen get a draw out of Leverkusen. Bruges usually start these things off with an upset. We're going to start off with an upset. Bruges getting a win there off the bat. Newcastle giving Barcelona a bit of a fright, but not too much. Same with City. Frankfurt drawing with Galatasaray, and then Sporting beating Kairat. It's going to update. We're going to go to game week 4, and then we're going to see what we're looking like down there. Real Madrid to walk over Kairat. Atalanta beat Bruges. We're going to have Bayern beating Paphos. Chelsea can beat Benfica because they just are. They struggled in the Club World Cup, yes, but they got a better team now. They've got a better team. Galatasaray going to give Liverpool a bit of a fright, but Liverpool are going to get the points over the board this time. And Atletico Madrid are going to beat Frankfurt. Marseille going to beat Ajax. I think Ajax are as good as people give them credit for. Bodo Glimt going to draw with Tottenham, to be fair, get an exciting game in there. Karabag going to beat Copenhagen, getting some points on the board for themselves. Union Saint-Gala going to be by Newcastle. I think Dortmund and Bilbao are going to draw. Barcelona and PSG are going to draw. Monaco and City are going to get caught in a 1-1 draw. Leverkusen are going to draw 0-0 with PSV. Going to be no goals overboard there. Arsenal beating Olympiacos. Actually be 3-0. It can be 3-0. Villarreal beating Juventus. Shocking Juventus. And another 2-1 there for Napoli against Sporting. Barcelona now are going to beat Olympiacos 3-0. I think Kairat are going to draw with Paphos. Union Saint-Gala are going to get beat by Inter. No shocks there. Copenhagen going to get a draw out of Dortmund. Doing well at home for themselves, Copenhagen there. Leverkusen going to get walked over by PSG. Villarreal going to get beat by City. I think Atletico and Arsenal will hold each other to a draw. I think Newcastle just about beat Benfica. PSV just get beat by Napoli. Galatasaray and Bodo Glimt in a very exciting 3-3 draw. Atletico Bilbao beating Karabag. We're going to see Bayern Munich walking over Club Brugge, while Chelsea walk over Ajax. And we're going to beat Juventus. Another loss there for Juventus. I think Liverpool do end up beating Frankfurt, but it's going to be a close one. Atalanta beating Slavia Prague. Sporting and Marseille drawing, and Monaco beating Spurs. This game we're going to calculate after this one, as Arsenal beat Slavia Prague, Napoli beating Eintracht Frankfurt, PSG and Bayern holding the points, Liverpool and Real Madrid holding the points with each other, Juventus beating Sporting. Going to see Atletico Madrid beating Union Saint-Gala, Spurs beating Copenhagen 1-0, because I meant to press 2, but it is what it is. Bodo Glimt drawing with Monaco, another draw on the board for Bodo Glimt there. Olympiacos beating PSV, Karabag getting beat by Chelsea, Paphos getting beat by Villarreal, Inter beating Kairat, but only just 2-0. Dortmund getting beat by City, Bruges getting beat by Barcelona, Benfica beating Leverkusen, Marseille now beating Atalanta, Ajax drawing with Galatasaray, and Newcastle just beating Bilbao. So 4 games in now, and Bayern Munich are top. We still have quite a few teams not have a loss on the board. Bayern Munich on top, alongside Real Madrid, City, Inter and Barcelona, all on 10 points right now. Also unbeaten is PSG, Atletico Madrid and Liverpool, all without a loss. Bodo Glimt also without a loss. 4 draws on the board for them. To do what they do, getting the points over the board, that's how they're going to go. Dortmund quite low down there as well. Leverkusen really low. Ajax really low. Real concerns for them going out of the competition. We'll wait and see how it goes. Game week 6 we'll calculate again and see where we're looking at there. As Ajax and Benfica draw, Galatasaray beating Saint-Gala, Chelsea beaten by Barcelona. You see Dortmund beating Villarreal, just to get some points on board for themselves. City beating thingy there. Bodo Glimt in the first loss to Juventus. Marseille drawing Newcastle. Slavia Prague beating Bilbao. We see Napoli winning their game against Karabakh. Paphos getting beat by Monaco. Copenhagen get another win there for themselves against Kairat. Arsenal in a 1-1 draw with Bayern Munich. I think they've done well for themselves. Rome just beating Olympiacos. Atletico just beating Inter for me. Just beating Inter. PSV having not a nice time out. I've realised my camera's fell again. What is going on today? I'd love to tell you. PSG going to walk over Spurs. Frankfurt and Atalanta sharing the points, and then Sporting just beating Bruges. One more game we can look at, and Kairat getting a draw against Olympiacos, getting some more points on the board for themselves. Bayern beating Sporting. We're going to see Atalanta and Chelsea hold the points with each other, and then Inter beating Liverpool. We're going to see Barcelona beat Frankfurt. PSV getting a win over Atletico Madrid. You can see Gallardo and Marseille. We're going to see Spurs beat Slavia Prague. Monaco beating Galatasaray. Villarreal beating Copenhagen. Karabakh beating Ajax. Big win that for them there. Real Madrid and City drawing. Dortmund beating Bodo Glimt. Bilbao getting beat by PSG. Leverkusen drawing with Newcastle. Bruges getting beat by Arsenal. Benfica and Napoli drawing the points. And Juventus beating Paphos, doing well for themselves. So 6 games in now. Still 5 teams unbeaten, being Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, City and Real Madrid. All that are lost on the board yet. Bodo Glimt have dropped off a bit more. Now the 4 points they had before and only 4 points they've still got for themselves. As you can see down at the bottom, Paphos still at the bottom, Kairat, you can see Galar. These teams not making the best account for themselves right now, but there's still 2 games, so a lot of space to survive. Even Kairat right at the bottom of the table can still survive because there's 4 teams in catchable distance of them. Meanwhile, the top 8 is far from decided. Can still be decided in these final games, as Kairat get a 0-0 draw with Bruges. Bodo Glimt getting beat by City. Real Madrid beating Monaco. Inter beating Arsenal, going to be bad for Arsenal that. Spurs beating Dortmund. We're going to have Sporting draw with PSG, whilst Olympiacos beat Leverkusen, with Villarreal beating Ajax. Copenhagen drawing with Napoli. Karabakh getting a draw with Frankfurt. Galatasaray beating Atletico Madrid. We're going to have Bayern Munich beating Union Saint-Gilloise. And Chelsea beating Paphos, whilst Marseille hold Liverpool to a draw. Slavia Prague getting beat by Barcelona. Atalanta beating Atletico Bilbao. Juventus drawing with Benfica. And Newcastle just beating PSV. 1 more game to go. I'm going to see PSV get a draw out of Bayern Munich, whilst Napoli beat Chelsea. Benfica get a 2-2 draw with Real Madrid. Dortmund 2-2 draw with Inter. Liverpool with a 4-0 win over Karabakh, whilst Barcelona get a 4-0 win over Copenhagen. City get a 3-1 win over Galatasaray. Leverkusen get a late win there that could do something for them. Arsenal get a big win. Goal difference is going to help them there. Using Gallardo drawing with Atalanta. Bruges beating Marseille on the last day. Frankfurt drawing with Spurs on the last day for them. Monaco beating Juventus 2-0. Atletico Madrid beating Bodo Glimt. Bilbao beating Sporting. Ajax beating Olympiacos on the last day there. PSG beating Newcastle, and then Paphos drawing with Slavia Prague. After the 8 games, Barcelona, City, Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, Inter, Napoli and Arsenal teams go through. 5 teams actually unbeaten through the phases, which is insane and slightly unlikely, yes. Going out of the competition completely is Paphos, Kairat, Union Saint-Gilloise, Eintracht Frankfurt, Bodo Glimt as well, going out of the competition, Slavia Prague, Copenhagen, Bayer Leverkusen, PSV, Ajax, Club Brugge and Karabakh. Karabakh just going out there. Sporting just surviving, Galatasaray just surviving. We're now going to go to the bit where we'll see what teams play which team. This is the bit where I've usually got a really nice presentation waiting for you, but I don't this time. I can admittedly say I do not. Galatasaray with it. Yeah, I didn't mean that. Okay, so we're going to do the first games first, and we're going to see where we're going to see. Because I think we're going to see. What we're going to see here? We're going to see Atletico Madrid. I think 3-1 in the first game, and then going to reverse fixtures, doing 2-2. So that's what, 5-3 on aggregate. So Atletico Madrid do pass through. Monaco Sporting 2-0 in the first game, 3-2 to Sporting in the second game. So that puts it as 4-3 on aggregate to Monaco. Olympiacos versus Newcastle. I think Olympiacos get a 2-1 win in the first game, but then Newcastle take it away with a 4-0 win, meaning 5-2 Newcastle. Dortmund, Chelsea. Dortmund get a win in Dortmund 2-1, but then I think Chelsea take it away with a 3-2 on aggregate. There we go. Villarreal, Benfica. Pretty inseparable teams. I think Benfica pass on penalties. Liverpool, Bilbao. I think 3-0 at Anfield. 1-1 in Bilbao. 4-1 altogether. Marseille beating Atalanta 2-0 and England 2-2. So 4-2 Marseille. Spurs are going to see a major case of old club syndrome here, and they are going to beat Juventus. It's going to be 1-1 at Juve, and then like 2-0, so we'll go 3-1 on aggregate, which means we see Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. We're going to see Napoli versus Monaco, which is quite an exciting one, I would say. We're going to see Real Madrid versus Newcastle. These are the nights that the Geordies want to see. Inter Milan versus Chelsea, which is a really exciting one, to be fair. We're going to see PSG versus Benfica, which is a good one for them. Bayern Munich versus Liverpool. Oh, that's an exciting one. Barcelona versus Marseille. Oh, let me get that spelled right. Marseille. And then Man City versus, oh my god, their bogey club, Spurs. Alright then. So, Atletico Madrid versus Arsenal. I think Arsenal win 2-0 aggregate. I think that's how it goes. I think it's going to be a tight defensive game, but Arsenal 2-0 aggregate. Napoli, Monaco, I think it's going to be an exciting one, but I think you're going to see like a 7-6 on aggregate. 7-5, attack 5 now, so Napoli go through with the goals behind them. I think Newcastle get the win 2-1 in Newcastle, but then 3-0 away means a 4-2 win on aggregate for Real Madrid. Inter Milan holding Chelsea off to a 1-1, but then it's going to be 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, meaning Chelsea pass through. PSG and Benfica is going to be like a 6-1 on aggregate kind of thing. Bayern Munich and Liverpool. That's going to be a good one. I think Liverpool just edge it for me. I think Liverpool just edge it. We're going to go 3-2. Barcelona, Marseille. I think Marseille might get a couple of goals throughout the competition, but like, nah, nothing much. And then City, Spurs. I think Spurs knock them out. So that means we're going to see, we've got two sides of a draw here. So we're going to go for a Arsenal. Oh my god. Arsenal v Spurs. North London derby there. And then we're going to see, what is it, Napoli, Barcelona. Napoli v Barcelona. So you made a decision. Oh, the Spurs and Napoli would have been such a nice game to have, but we've got Napoli, Barcelona, and then it's going to be Real Madrid versus PSG. Real Madrid v PSG, meaning the two previous winners of the competition going up against each other, and then Chelsea, Liverpool. Oh, that's an exciting one. Chelsea, Liverpool. Okay, so there is going to be at least two semi-finalists from, well, there is only going to be two English semi-finalists, which is good for England. I think we see a really exciting 2-2 and then a 3-2. Two Spurs, meaning Spurs knocking Arsenal out of the Champions League. Huge stuff. I think Napoli win 3-1, but then 2-0. And Napoli win on penalties. We're going to put Napoli through. We are going to put Napoli through. And then we've got Real Madrid versus PSG in one game. And I think this is where we get the old club syndrome. Real Madrid knock out PSG this year. Chelsea and Liverpool. Chelsea, a team that I really think can have Liverpool's number. 2-0 and then 2-1, meaning 3-2 on aggregate. Meaning we got Spurs and Chelsea in one semi-final. And the other semi-final being Napoli versus Real Madrid. Napoli v Real Madrid. Oof. I think Chelsea win this one like 7-3 on aggregate. I think it's one of them. It's a huge game. And then I think Real Madrid walk over the park with this one. And we end Champions League final being this year's Champions League finals. What my predictions are: Chelsea v Real Madrid. And then I think Chelsea take it 1-0. that's the predictions done. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you like to see more, subscribe. Thank you, guys.